All right, so I know it sounds weird to say at the very beginning of a video, but go ahead and pause the video and see if you can give this problem a try. So hopefully you're seeing that the A value is 1, the B value is 2, and the C value is -2. And so if we look for the discriminant, that's going to be B squared minus 4AC. So that means it's going to be 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times -2. And so if we plug that into our calculator, we got 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times -2 gives us positive 12. So there is our discriminant. And then it says use that to describe the nature of the roots. So the fact that it's not 0 tells me that I have 2 roots. The fact that it's positive, meaning that it's greater than 0, means those 2 roots are going to be real. And then the fact that 12 is not a perfect square because 3 squared gives me 9 and 4 squared gives me 16. And so it's not a perfect square. I would say that it's going to be 2 real irrational roots. Okay, so now that you've seen that, go ahead and pause the video again and see if you can find those 2 real irrational roots. Right, so we're going to say x is equal to -b plus or minus square root. And again, we've already done that work, so why do it again? And that's all over 2a. So if we take a look at 12, we want to see, is there a perfect square that goes into 12? And so if we look at 2 squared, that's equal to 4. So I can say the square root of 4 times the square root of 3 gives me the square root of 12. So what that means is 12 is 2 root 3 because the square root of 4 is 2. So this is saying -2 plus or minus 2 root 3 all over 2. And again, we're tempted to try to cancel here, but we can't do that with the plus or minus in the middle. But I can factor a 2 out of the numerator. So 2 times -1 gives me -2. And 2 times root 3 gives me 2 root 3. And this is all over 2. And now I have multiplication in the middle, and so I can cancel the 2 with the other 2, and we're left with -1 plus or minus the square root of root 3. So notice there are 2 irrational roots, and they're real. I get -1 plus root 3, and I get -1 minus root 3. All right, so if you need to catch up, go ahead and pause, but I'm going to flip the paper. So go ahead and pause the video and answer the questions. So we should get A is equal to 1, B is equal to 6, and C is equal to 9. And so my discriminant is going to be 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9. And so we end up with 36 minus 36, which is 0. All right, so this is the one time that you're going to get one real solution. Okay, and because 0 is a perfect square, because 0 squared is equal to 0, we can say that it's real and it's rational. Sorry about that. All right, so we get one real rational root, and let's see if we can make that happen. So we're going to get x is equal to the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of the discriminant all over 2 times a, right? Well, the square root of 0 is 0. And so we could say I've got -6 plus 0 over 2, and I have -6 minus 0 over 2. But whether I add 0 or subtract 0, that just gives me the same value. And so we get the answer of -3. So what happens is the reason why I ended up with it twice is it's one of those that bounces off of the axis so that there's really only one place where it hits, but it's because that same root is a root twice. So that happens whenever we have a square. All right, so again, if I'm going a little too fast, go ahead and pause the video, but I'm going to move on to the next page. This will be our last example here. There is a little bit more though. All right, so again, pause the video and see what you can do with this. So my A value is 6, my B value is 1, and my C value is -2. And so my discriminant is going to be b squared minus 4ac. So in my calculator, if I type in 1 squared minus 4 times 6 times -2, I'm going to get positive 49. Okay, so a couple things. It's not 0, so I have 2 roots. It's greater than 0, meaning it's positive, so that means the roots are real. And 49 is 7 squared. And so since it's a perfect square, we're going to end up with rational roots. Okay, so if you need to make any changes, go ahead and pause the video and try to get that answer one more time. So we're going to get x is equal to -b plus or minus the square root of the discriminant all over 2a. So we're going to get -1 plus or minus, and the square root of 49 is 7 all over 12. So that means I get -1 plus 7 is going to give me positive 6, and -1 minus 7, meaning -1 plus -7 is going to give me -8 over 12. And so reducing this by 2, I get 3, sorry, I could reduce it by 6 actually. Reducing by 6, we get 1/2. And over here, reducing by 4, we get -2/3. Okay, so again, we're going to pause and I'm going to head over to the PowerPoint. So something to note is anytime my answers are imaginary, they're always conjugates. And so we need to remember what a conjugate means. Something happened right there. Sorry about the little glitch. And so a conjugate is talking about if we have a pair of numbers where one is a plus bi and the other one is a minus bi. So like 2 plus 3i and 2 minus 3i, something like that. Those are conjugates. And so something to note, this is a typical mistake. 3i and -3i, those are conjugates because I get 0 plus 3i and 0 minus 3i. But the same is not true for real numbers. 3 and -3 are not conjugates because there's no I that I'm taking the different sign of. So the real number stays the same sign, the A value. It's the imaginary part that changes sign. Okay? So the complex conjugate theorem says if A and B are real numbers and B is not equal to 0, meaning guaranteed we have an I in there, that if A plus BI is a root of a polynomial equation, then A minus BI is also a root of that equation. Ooh, that was quick. All right. So if you notice in our quadratic formula, we've got plus or minus involved in that quadratic formula. So you always end up with something plus or minus I root something, or maybe a number times I, and then over the denominator. So that's where that conjugate part comes from. So we are good. 4-2. Let's get that happening.